Life today feels busier than ever, doesn't it? From the moment we wake up, our minds are already running, thinking about the bills to pay, the appointments to keep, or the mistakes we made yesterday. We often live in a rush, and in that rush, peace of mind feels like something far away, almost impossible to reach. But the truth is, peace is never gone. It has always been here, quietly waiting in the present moment. All it takes is learning how to pause, to breathe, and to notice what is happening right now. That simple shift, from worrying about tomorrow to being here today, can change everything. This is what mindfulness is all about. It's not complicated, it's not something only monks or experts can do. It's as simple as taking one mindful breath, drinking a cup of tea slowly, or walking without distraction. Just a few minutes a day can lower stress, calm the mind, and bring more joy to everyday life. In this video, we'll discover how to practice mindfulness daily for stress relief, and why the smallest moments of awareness can become the greatest gift you give yourself. Mindfulness, ancient wisdom, modern science. Mindfulness, at its heart, is very simple. It means being fully present. Not lost in yesterday's regrets, not worried about tomorrow's uncertainties, but awake and aware of what is happening right now. In Buddhist teaching, this is called right mindfulness. It is the ability to notice your breath as it rises and falls, to hear the sound of the wind through the trees, or to recognize the emotions that move within your heart. More than 2,500 years ago, the Buddha described mindfulness as a path to freedom from suffering. He taught that much of our pain is not caused by the moment itself, but by the stories and fears we add to it. The simple act of returning to the present, breathing, observing, letting things be, opens the door to peace. Interestingly, modern science now echoes these ancient insights. Researchers at Harvard have discovered that the human mind spends nearly half of its waking life wandering. We think about things that already happened, or things that may never happen at all. And when the mind wanders, people tend to feel less happy. This is not just philosophy, it's measurable. When we are distracted, our stress hormones rise. When we are present, the body and mind both settle. Neuroscience shows that mindfulness actually changes the brain. With regular practice, the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear and stress, becomes less reactive. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, which governs focus, decision-making, and emotional balance, grows stronger. In other words, mindfulness doesn't just make us feel calmer, it reshapes the very structure of the brain to support clarity, resilience, and peace of mind. For many Americans, especially those in later stages of life, this teaching feels especially relevant. Life today moves quickly. We're surrounded by constant news, endless notifications, and a culture that glorifies busyness. But in reality, what we long for is not more activity, but more meaning. Mindfulness reminds us that meaning is not found in doing more, but in noticing more. The quiet sip of morning coffee, the laughter of a grandchild, the sound of birds in the backyard, these ordinary moments, when met with awareness, become extraordinary. It's also worth noting that mindfulness is not about withdrawing from life. It's not about emptying the mind or avoiding problems. Instead, it's about meeting life as it is, with steadiness and compassion. When practiced daily, even for just a few minutes, mindfulness helps us respond to challenges with clarity rather than reaction. It teaches us that peace is not something we chase, it is something we uncover in the present moment. So, whether you see mindfulness as an ancient spiritual practice or as a modern, science-backed tool for health, its message is the same: the present moment is enough. It holds everything we need: calm, clarity, and a deeper connection to life itself. All we have to do is pause, breathe, and return home to the here and now. The proven benefits of mindfulness. Modern science has given us a language to describe what Buddhist wisdom has known for centuries. Mindfulness transforms the way we live. By simply training the mind to return to the present moment, we can change how the brain functions, how the body responds, and how the heart experiences life. Let's look at 4 of the most powerful, science-backed benefits of mindfulness. First, mindfulness lowers stress. Stress is one of the biggest challenges of modern life. We worry about health, finances, family, and the constant stream of information that never seems to stop. The body responds to stress by producing cortisol, often called the stress hormone. In small amounts it's useful, but when it stays high for too long, it damages sleep, increases blood pressure, and drains energy. Harvard researchers have shown that practicing mindfulness reduces cortisol levels in the body. With less cortisol, we feel lighter, calmer, and more in control. Imagine the relief of carrying a heavy backpack for miles, and finally setting it down. That's what mindfulness does for the nervous system. Second, mindfulness sharpens focus and memory. Our minds wander constantly, jumping from one thought to the next. That wandering not only reduces productivity but also affects our ability to remember and enjoy the moment. Neuroscientists have discovered that regular mindfulness practice strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that helps us concentrate, make decisions, and regulate emotions. It's like exercising a muscle. The more we practice mindfulness, the stronger our mental clarity becomes. For older adults especially, this means improved memory, sharper thinking, and the ability to stay present in conversations and daily tasks. Third, mindfulness supports physical health. The mind and body are deeply connected. When the mind is calm, the body heals more easily. Studies show that mindfulness improves sleep quality, lowers blood pressure, and even strengthens the immune system. For people who struggle to fall asleep at night, a few minutes of mindful breathing before bed can quiet the mind enough to rest. For those managing health conditions, mindfulness reduces the body's stress response, giving the heart and immune system space to recover and function more effectively. These are not small benefits. They can add years of vitality and well-being. Finally, mindfulness nurtures inner happiness. Perhaps the most meaningful gift of mindfulness is not just reduced stress or better health, but a deeper sense of peace. When we practice mindfulness, we stop being pulled around by every passing thought or negative emotion. Instead, we learn to observe them, breathe through them, and let them pass. Over time, this creates a steady kind of happiness, one that isn't dependent on outside circumstances. The Buddha taught that true happiness is found within, and science now confirms that mindfulness leads to greater life satisfaction. An inspiring story of mindfulness. Susan was a 62-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. Like many who step away from a busy career, she expected retirement to feel like freedom. But instead, she woke up each morning with a heavy chest and a racing mind. Questions filled her head before she even poured her first cup of coffee. What if my health gets worse? Are my children really doing okay? What will I do with all this empty time? Sleep was restless, and her days felt long. She had spent a lifetime caring for others, her students, her family, but when the noise of daily responsibility faded, she was left alone with her thoughts. And those thoughts often leaned toward fear. One afternoon, her daughter gently suggested, "Mom, why don't you try mindfulness? Just 5 minutes of breathing." Susan smiled politely at first. Like many Americans, she thought meditation was for monks on mountains or young people doing yoga. But her daughter explained that mindfulness wasn't about escaping the world. It was about showing up more fully for life, one breath at a time. So Susan gave it a try. She sat in her favorite armchair by the window, placed her cup of tea beside her, and closed her eyes. For 5 minutes, she simply followed her breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. At first, her mind wandered constantly. Did I forget to pay that bill? What's for dinner? But instead of fighting her thoughts, she just returned, again and again, to her breathing. Over the next few weeks, something shifted. The mornings that once began with dread now opened with a quiet ritual, sitting in stillness, breathing, listening to the birds outside. She started tasting her tea instead of rushing through it. She laughed more easily with her grandchildren. Her sleep improved. Even her family noticed the difference in her mood. Science would say her cortisol levels, the stress hormone, were dropping, and her prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain linked to focus and balance, was strengthening. Buddhist wisdom would say she was coming home to herself, learning to rest in the present moment instead of being pulled by fear of the future. One morning, after a particularly calm practice, Susan reflected, peace was never gone. It was always here, waiting for me to notice. Her story is not unique. Thousands of people across America, from retirees to busy professionals, are discovering that mindfulness is not about becoming someone different. It's about uncovering the calm and clarity that has been within us all along. If Susan could find peace in just 5 minutes a day, perhaps we all can. Guided short practice. Let's take a few minutes to practice mindfulness together. You don't need any special place or special posture. You simply need yourself, your breath, and this moment. First, find a comfortable position. You might be sitting in a chair, on the edge of your bed, or even on a soft cushion on the floor. Let your feet rest gently on the ground. Place your hands on your lap or over your heart, whatever feels natural. Allow your shoulders to soften. If it feels right, close your eyes. If not, let your gaze rest softly a few feet in front of you. Now, take a slow breath in, and gently let it out. Notice the coolness of the air as you breathe in through your nose, and the warmth as you breathe out. Don't try to change your breathing. Simply observe the natural rhythm of your body. With each inhale, notice the rise of your chest. With each exhale, feel your body settle a little more deeply into the chair. You are safe here. You are present here. As we sit together, thoughts may come, memories, plans, worries. That's natural. When the mind wanders, simply notice, thinking, and then, with kindness, return to the breath. There is no need to fight or judge. Just gently come back, again and again, to this simple act of breathing. Now, let's stay with this rhythm for the next 2 minutes. Breathing in, feeling the breath enter. Breathing out, releasing tension. Breathing in, being present. Breathing out, letting go. Pause in video, allow viewers 2 minutes of quiet practice with background sounds of birds and flowing water. As you sit here, notice the small details. Perhaps the weight of your body on the chair. The sound of the air in the room. The gentle beat of your heart. These are all reminders that you are alive, here, in this very moment. When you are ready, take one last deep breath in, and a long, slow breath out. Then gently bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Slowly open your eyes, if they were closed. Notice how you feel. A little calmer, a little more steady, perhaps even a little lighter. This is the gift of mindfulness. It doesn't take hours of practice. Even a few minutes can bring peace to the heart and clarity to the mind. Everyday applications of mindfulness. Mindfulness is not just something we practice on a cushion with our eyes closed. Its true power shows up in the way we live our everyday lives. Every small moment, eating, walking, working, even facing difficulties, can become a chance to be more present, more alive, and more at peace. Let's look at a few ways you can bring mindfulness into daily life. When you eat, eat slowly. Most of us are used to rushing through meals, grabbing a sandwich while checking emails, or finishing dinner in front of the television. Mindfulness invites us to pause. Before you take your first bite, look at the food on your plate. Notice the colors, the textures, the aroma. As you chew, really taste it. Feel the warmth, the sweetness, the richness of each bite. Eating in this way not only helps digestion but also turns a simple meal into a moment of gratitude. When you work, focus fully. In our culture, multitasking is often celebrated, but science tells us it makes us less effective and more stressed. Mindfulness teaches us to give our full attention to one task at a time. Whether it's writing a letter, answering an email, or folding laundry, let yourself be fully absorbed in that one thing. You may find that your work feels lighter, clearer, and even more enjoyable. When you walk, walk with awareness. Walking is something we do every day, yet we rarely notice it. The next time you walk, whether it's around your block, to the mailbox, or through a park, try slowing down. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice the rhythm of your steps. Pay attention to the air against your skin and the sounds around you, maybe birdsong or the breeze in the trees. Even a 5-minute mindful walk can refresh your spirit. When life feels heavy, pause before reacting. We all face moments of stress, an argument with family, unexpected news, or just the weight of too many worries. Normally, we react quickly, sometimes with anger or fear. But mindfulness offers a pause. Take one slow breath in, and one slow breath out. Notice how your body feels, the tightness, the heat, the emotions rising. Instead of being pulled into them, you simply observe. This pause creates space. And in that space, you find the freedom to respond with wisdom instead of impulse. Mindfulness is not about escaping life, it's about fully living it. Each sip of tea, each step, each breath can be a doorway back to yourself. And when practiced daily, these small moments of presence add up, creating a life filled with clarity, calm, and connection. The hidden power of mindfulness does not come from reading about it or hearing others talk about it. Its true strength is found in the practice itself, those quiet, ordinary moments when you choose to pause, to breathe, and to simply be present. Just a few minutes each day can bring real change, less stress, more clarity, and a deeper sense of peace that no one can take away. Mindfulness is not about being perfect. It's not about forcing the mind to be silent. It's about showing up for your own life, here and now. Whether you are drinking your morning coffee, walking outside, or sitting quietly before bed, each moment is an opportunity to return to yourself. If this message speaks to you, I invite you to take the next step with us. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you can continue exploring this journey. Begin today. Don't wait for tomorrow or the perfect moment. The present is already here, and it is the most precious gift we have.